Hello. How are ya? Welcome to Beam's Crafty Corner. I am Beam, better known as Els. I figured it was okay if I was a few minutes late because I wouldn't be the only one. Hi, Harry. Yes, we're going to start off our day with a little Harry time. Hi, Harry. How are you? Huh? Got yourself locked out of the bedroom last night, didn't you? Yes, you did. Why? Because you were being a pain. Yes, you were being a pain. You were all up in Mommy's face, huh? Mommy was trying to sleep. You got thrown out, huh? Yeah, I know. You hid under the bed, but then you got in trouble. Daddy threw you out. Huh? Alrighty. Okay, so Mommy's got to work. So you have to get down. You do? You have to get down. What time is it? 10:30. Okay. Look at the mess you make. You're just a messy kitty. What can I say? Oh, good Lord, you're getting all of those. That's like the limit right there. Hi, Miss Mari. Good morning, Jen. Okay, you got to get down. No. You don't get to go over to the other desk. Get down. Hi, Marie. Get down. Go on. Keep going. You're almost there. There you go. All right. So yesterday we set a land speed record. Yeah, we did like 15 pages yesterday. So this is where we started. It was right here. We did this one and this one. That's 2, 3, 4. Made a journaling card. 5. Made a big tag. And I said, all right, let's go ahead and get started on the next signature. And so we pulled out the next signature. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 pages. Holy crap-a-noli. We was jamming yesterday. Hi, Miss Arlene. I don't know what I was on, but we were jamming yesterday. So we have our bits of ephemera that we've made. We have paper over there. We have a box of extra goodies in case we need them. And we have a bag of scrap paper that is all paper from this journal. So if we need to make something, I don't know why we would, but you know. All right, so today is the 26th. Now we know what that is, right? That means Bridgerton, the second part of the season, is being released today. So when I'm done here, I have to pull an Etsy order, pack it up. I have to pack up Francis's stuff as well and go to the post office. I have to stop by the auction house and pick up my auction winnings for this week. And then I'm going to come home. I'm going to get myself a big bowl of popcorn. And I'm going to binge watch me some Bridgerton. So I can get through the season. And then spend 2 years going, because it takes them forever to make another season. Whatever happened to the good old days? You know, like things like MASH, All in the Family, The Jeffersons. It ended, and then it started. It ended, then it started. You got seasons. Nowadays, it takes like a year and a half to make a season of television. What happened? This is ridiculous. You get the sleepies, Arlene? I hate that. All right. So this we have, this is handmade paper. And it's lined on one side and it's blank on the other. So we're just going to kind of work with it, you know? All right. What should we do? We have, let's review what we've done so we don't repeat anything quickly. All right. So we have a big pocket here. And we have a little pocket here with a journaling card and just some writing space. We have a top tuck where we can tuck something in if we want. And on the other side, more writing space, lots of writing space here. We have a half circle pocket down here with a little tag in it. This is the back side of this tab. I just decided we were going to decorate it to make it look a little bit more blended. Then we have an envelope here with a journal card tucked in, and we left the rest of the page just for writing. So what are we going to do here? I don't know, but let's do it. I don't know. Let's see. We could do a pocket and put in like a tag or a journal card or something, and that's going to leave us all the writing space, a little bit of wash, and be done. Let's do that. Okay, here we go. See, we have a plan. We're getting started. So how was everybody's evening? I was here playing Wizard 101 with the hubs. I log in at 9 o'clock my time every night. So even if we just log in for a few minutes, we log in every day because we have plants and things to take care of in the game. And you have to do the plants because that gives you, you know, they give you coins and they give you cards and then, you know. Mostly, they give you pet treats. And the pet treats are worth a lot of money. So if you plant the same thing over and over and over and your pet does not like that particular pet treat, you can sell it for a lot of coin in the game. I have gone and just like obliterated my pet treats one time and like over 100,000 coins. So we keep those. Oh, my friend is there. Wednesday hasn't ended yet. All right. What do we put at the top? Washi tape. Why not, right? All right, let's put some washi up here. What have we not used lately? Maybe this. I don't know. Yeah, sure. We'll use this one. Washi tape is not important what it is as long as the colors are correct. So I'm going to put some glue up here because this is a big one. See if I can get the glue to work because it was just working and now it doesn't want to work. This is the story of my life, ladies. Yeah, we'll work. No. Okay. Some glue on here. Come on. Get the glue on the paper. It puts the glue on the paper. Some weird Silence of the Lambs thing. Okay, here we go. Hi, friend. Hi, baby. How are you? How are you, my big girl? Did you come over to Abuela's house to watch cartoons today? It's important stuff, you know. I used to love to hang out with my abuela. Yes, my grandma said that I loved her when I was little. Now she watches over me. Yeah. Now that I'm all grown up. Well, mostly I'm grown up. More often than not, I'm just a big child. But, you know, you never know. We just used one of those. We can't do that. All right, let's do this one. Yeah, we'll do one of these. This one. I like this one. This one's cute. I have to get rid of these corners, though. What in the heck is going on there? All right, let's see if we can ink them up. Ink them into oblivion. And then we'll, fatten this card up because it's thin. It's thin, I tell you, thin. Okay, some ink on here. Put this on something and make it fatter, thicker, bigger, stronger. Here we go. Let's get the big glue bottle because I ain't messing around with that little one. Let's see if this one wants to work. And then when I get down there, watch, she'll be totally terrified of me. Pretty balloons, huh? Yeah. Yes, pretty balloons. Like balloons. I like balloons. Right. So now let's get the trimmer so we can do a straight line because your friend can't do a straight line. Nope, cannot. See what I mean? There, and there, and there. Now that we just cut all those sides off, we can ink this again. Kitty paw. See the kitty paw. Okay. And it works. I have found it actually works better if it's got a lot of glue goop in it. Okay, so now we have a bucket and a card, a little washi tape. Needs a thing. It needs a thing. I don't know. It just needs something. Oh, I found these, guys. Look, so I was digging through all these ones. Look at this. Isn't he cute? There's like 2 or 3 of them in here. I don't know why, but there's a couple of them in here. I thought they were just stinking cute. We're putting her in. I don't know. She's cute. Put my hands on her. She's coming out. She's going on. Here we go. Little ink here, little ink there, because we all know I'm not getting all those little spots. And, because I'm lazy. I have a whole container over there, buried someplace in the corner over here. A whole container full of tiny little daubers for the ink. But I'm lazy. I think she works. I like her. She's cute. I know, right? Isn't he adorable? Yeah, let me see. Let's get them all out here because they are stinking cute. Come here. Come on over. Yeah, so I was digging through the package, and this is the package that had the frames in it because there's all these little frames, you know? And then I found this guy first. Stinking cute. And then I found his little friend. And I was like, what? And then there was a couple more frames. And then there was this guy. And I think that was all of them. It was just the three of them. But they were just like frames and then those three robots. And I was like, oh my God. They're so cute. And unfortunately, I got rid of the original packaging. So to be honest, I don't even know if I could get more of them. Because I don't know which package they came in. I think this was sold as a set on Temu. And I think it was 3 pieces. Like 3 packs. There was a pack of the people, a pack of the frames with the robots, and then a pack of these things that are just like little emblems. But I have to go back on Temu. I'm pretty sure that's where I got them. I have to go back on Temu and see if I can find them. Because they're all really cute. I just wish they had more, you know, more robots. Because they're so cute. Okay. Now, next page. What are we doing? No idea. Let's take a look. I like that on there. Contrast of color. I like it. All right. We're going to do this one. This is why we spend like 4 days, 5 days making all this stuff in advance. So we can just go through and put it in where, you know, where we think it has a home. Like, where does it live? I don't know, but we'll find the right page for it. Because this goes great here, but it wouldn't work so much over there. You know? But I like it here. All right. Now, washi tape at the bottom. I need washing in the morning. It'll get glue across the page. Shoop. Zola's probably sitting there going, my friend is weird. My friend is weird. Can't believe we cranked out 15 pages yesterday. What was I thinking? I was like, yeah, let's just keep going. Whoop, whoop. We was trucking on through. Hi, Christine. No, I don't like that there. You just never know what you're going to like and not like, you know? Okay, I can do this. Yeah, we'll just do a little piece of this. Hey, now. Let's get there. There we go. There. Doesn't have to be like perfect all the time. All right. Now this big blue page needs love. I have this one. We're going to do this one. Because I can. All right, glue. Glue. Now remember, we created these by taking the tops off of the tags that are supposed to be in that. Let me put something back here. I need something. I just don't want this to ooze over and get on the page below it. There we go. We'll just hold it like that for a second. I like you too, Zola. One of these days, I'm going to come see you, bring you presents, because I'm like that. All right. See? A little bit of glue ooze there. All right, now what are we going to do at the top of this page? I don't know. You know what I want? I want a tiny little pocket. I want a pocket, a tiny little pocket. Let's get a tiny pocket, shall we? Shall we get a tiny pocket? We'll put a tiny pocket up there. And then put this in it. It's a tiny tag. We'll put tiny tag in a tiny pocket. Let's get a tiny pocket. I need a tiny pocket. Let me find one. Oh. Oh. It's in the drawer marked tags and envelopes. Oh. Trying to figure out which one I want to use. I don't know. We don't know. No idea. No. 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 Nothing in there. Okay, let's go over here and look over here. Oh, I got my special thing, which I'm going to show you guys. Let me see if I can find what I'm looking for. Here, I just have a plain white one. Let's use that. All right, so I told you guys that I found something when I was at the bins and that I was extremely excited about it. Yay! I found them. Okay, so does anybody know what boro is? Or sashiko? So what it is it's like a Japanese stitching. I found an entire sashiko blanket. The whole thing is hand stitched. Like you could actually see the stitching where they stitched the fabrics together. And then where they did all of the boro to create this sashiko. It's mostly green and like red and orange. But it's the whole blanket. Yeah. I saw this from across the room and I was like, mine. Mine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it. Oh, yeah, I'm going to cut it. It's finished. Both sides are done. So, and I mean, you can see this is like old sashiko because it's all hand done. And the best part of this is that you can see the vintage stitching where they stitched like the fabric squares together and everything. I don't know if you guys can see it on camera, but like in here, you can see, let me see if I can get it to clear up. And you can see, I can see where the little hand stitching was done to put these two pieces of fabric together. Yeah, the odds of finding something like this and then getting it on a sale day. Oh, beautiful. But yeah, it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. And it's huge. It's about 2 yards by like 1.5 yards. And it has some just really beautiful, but I was so excited when I saw this. My granddaughter was like, "Is that what I think it is?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Oh my God." Because even Shay knows, you know. So I was thinking, I don't know, I'm probably gonna put 6 big pieces out of it, not any smaller than that. But yeah, I know, right, Christine? I mean, like, you might see something that you're like, oh, that could, you know, and it looks very, but then to just see it, and I was in the bins. Like, this is the last stop before it goes to the garbage, you know? Well, not garbage. They pack it up and donate it to third world countries, but they sell it to rag vendors. And I was like, literally, I had to be 50 yards away from it, 40 yards away from it. And I went, is that? No, that's Boro stitching. And my granddaughter went, where? And I said, over there. And she's like, where? And I just zoom across the room, and she's following whole on my heels. And she goes, is that what I think it is? I was like, yeah. So, very popular for making journal covers and pockets and all kinds of stuff. And people are really like into it. I know somebody who made a teddy bear out of it, which I thought was adorable. You know, like one of those little memory teddy bears. I thought that was just so cute. All right, so I just closed that up. And we're going to cut it about half, a little less than, you know, half, a little awkward sized here. And let's see. Now we need a little piece here. So this is now 2 by 1 3/4, small piece to go on there. Yeah. I have done that all the lots. Oh, why am I looking in here? I need a small piece of paper. We need a piece of paper for this. And I think we might go with this. All right, so we need a piece that is 2 by 1 3/4. So let's go 2. Let's take that off. 1 3/4 here. Okay. Now this piece is embossed. So let's bring up the embossing. And ink the edges. Then we'll glue this puppy down. Yeah, making quilts from your kids' clothing and stuff, that was a big thing in Amish country. You know, as clothes got to the point, like they would do hand-me-downs, but as clothes got to the point where they were like starting to get holes in them and stuff, and you weren't able to salvage them anymore, the Amish started making the you know, those family memory quilts out of them. I did that for a friend of mine years ago. She was celebrating her 40th wedding anniversary, her and her husband. And her kids came to me and said, you know, we want to do something like, you know, where we can write on the quilt. And I went, well, we could do a memory quilt. And they were like, what? And I said, like, well, I'll make blocks for the quilt that have big white sections in them. And then you guys can write on the white fabric before I incorporate it into the quilt. You just have to keep it to a certain size. And she's like, oh my God, that would be great. And I said, now here's the kick though. I need you guys to collect, like if you have old baby clothes or old baby blankets or things like that, that are family treasures. So they started, and this couple has like 8 kids, 6 girls, 2 boys. I said, collect those up and bring them to me. And I will, if with your permission, I'll cut them up and put them in here. And they were like, really? And I was like, yeah, I can do that. And so I put in like all the baby quilts and the baby clothes and, you know, all that stuff. And overwhelmingly, the quilt turned out like Pepto-Bismol pink. But it was huge. It was a huge quilt when it was done. Like, oh my God. All right. Do we want this to be sticking out like a tab, or do we want it just underneath? Wait a minute. What did I miss? Who went potty? Who went potty? Make it like a tab. Okay. See. All right. So we want this to be up higher. So it's like a tab. It doesn't matter. That's the beauty of this, Marie. It doesn't matter. I could put 4 tabs on this page if I wanted to. Just say I wanted to make the page bigger. Oh, the monkey. Okay. That's cool. Okay. Watch. It works. All right, back to where we were. This needs something else. I'm just not sure what it is. We'll get it figured out. I sent it to him. Yes, you did. Ooh, there. Okay, and we're going to make it poofy. Hold on. We have to be careful, though, because if we make this poofy, will it stick to this poofy? We're making it poofy. I don't care. Okay. 1 poofy dot. 2 poofy dots. Somebody said that Mike should do a cooking channel on YouTube. And I was like, you know, no. He'd be a diva. Would be. All right. We're checking. We're checking. They're clear of each other. Okay. All right. I still think this needs something. I don't know. Maybe it's washi tape. I'm not sure. I know what it is. I know what it is. Hold on. I don't even have that washi tape out. Let me see if I can find it. There it is. Right there. Okay. I got this. I know what it needs. I got what you need. Okay. La da 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 da. Let's get this open. Put on some glue down here. Why not for smoking? Oh, sorry. Okay. I have to go very slow with this one because it tears. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. Now I have to carefully put that back because if I don't put it away, Harry will have it. And then I will never see it again. Well, for weeks on end. And then I'll find it stuck in the track of the sliding glass door. Okay, now we have to do surgery. Get out my scalpel and get to poking. There we go. Should have put this on first, but I didn't think about it. Okay. Okay. See, I finished the page. All right, moving on. Where are we going? We're going here. This is our center spread. Now we have to contend with, we put this up here. So, what shall we do? I don't know. Okay, stuff. Any stuff? Stuff? Some stuff. Some stuff? Stuff. We got stuff. All right, I got stuff. I may have to get out the die and cut more of these. May not have all that I want. We don't. We do these. I don't know. I don't know. Might be too much. Put the half one on. No, don't like that at all. Maybe this if we did a half piece. Let's cut this puppy in half and see. I want to cut more of this. Okay. I'm going to put this away for a second. I know. Crazy lady. Crazy lady. What am I going to cut this out of? I don't know. Maybe. Just, All right. Well, let me see. I got to find the die. Where did I put the die? It's in the other thing. Oh, I got to get the die. Whoa. Okay. All right. So I have these one. I have these one. And I have these one. And these one, you can use for like a corner pocket. You know, it actually went up more, but I cut it many years ago. I wonder if I could cut it out of this. I wonder if that would cut. Let's test it. See if I can cut that. Need the machine though. That helps. Okay. Because this is like really thick cardstock. It's plasticated. So we're going to try to cut that. Crank, crank, crank. Okay, that was not too bad. I'll go back. Having a hard time learning how to use the Big Shot machine. I'm not sure what plates to use and don't use for cutting and embossing. So today, that's what I'll be doing, watching videos. Okay. The plates tell you everything you need to know, babe. Your sandwich. Okay? But a lot of it is trial and error. All right. So, for these types of dies, steel dies, you use the full plate and your 2 cutting plates. If you are using the dies that are like these, this will also is considered just a steel plate. But if you're using, I have one out here. Here it is. If you are using these, which are called sizzlets, these red cartridge ones, I don't know, sometimes they're yellow, sometimes they're green, but these thin cartridge ones, you want to take this piece off. You're only going to cut on your base and your 1. Okay? If you are using regular cartridge dies, hi, Janie. This one, these thick ones, whether it's a full size or it's a half size one, with these, you don't use the plate at all. This you don't use at all. This, you just put that, you put your paper, you put this, you put that, and you run it. Okay? So you don't use your plate at all. This becomes your plate. If you're running the dies, and I don't have one handy, but if you're running an old Cuttlebug die that is the metal sheets, treat those just like you would the Sizzlix. You may have to adjust and take away this 1 and 2, but your platform will tell you. So for this one, you can cut thinlets, framelets, any of the thin metal dies, any of this type of thin metal die. Remove this. Now, you can do inkets, which we don't really do anymore. You can do some thinlets if you're using a rubber mat. Your 3D texture, most of your texture plates, your texture envelopes, so your embossing ones, those will go through here. Embosslets, Sizzlix, and Clearlets will be the ones that go with just this one. All your texture stuff. And then this one, if you have something that has deep texture, or it's an impression pad, which we don't really use anymore, you would just use this. and heavy embossing folders. So your sandwich tells you what gets cut on what. But the truth is it's trial and error. What Arlene did with her like embossing folders, I've done that. But I also glued a piece of paper to the back of mine that tells me how I got that effect. What did I use, a rubber mat? Did I use plate 2 on my, or plate 1, or no plate on my sandwich, so that I can consistently get that. All right, so we're going to pull this out. It cut nice. And here's my dilemma, because now I like this. No, we're getting rid of it. Okay, throwing it away. I got to throw something away, you know? All right, now I'm going to clean this thing out. My pokey tool. All right, so everybody's pokey tool, as far as I know, has now arrived. So, you know, for the quarterly project. So we're going to be scheduling that. And usually we'll do it on a Saturday afternoon or a Sunday. It just depends on everybody's schedule. But I'll post it, what we have available, and let the Patreons pick when they want to do it. But everybody's got the thing now. Yeah. I got to get Michelle's camera working, because I want her to come on, you know, Friday Night Nuts with me, but I can't get her camera to work. I'm going to have to go up to California and fix it. And then she's getting a new computer, so then I don't have to go back and do it again. So I think I'm going to wait until she gets the new computer, and then I'll go back up and fix that problem. Get all of these out of here. Here we go. Okay. I think we got them all off. Nope, one there. Okay, one in the middle. Get that out of there. Okay. I could just turn this over and look. Oh, I like this side even better. Okay. Oh, yeah. Isn't that the way it always works? Oh, wait, there's one more right there. I missed that. How did I miss that one? I don't know. All right, let's get this mess picked up. Okay. Yeah, I mean, like Arlene says, you have to kind of, and that's why I have, like, on my textures ones, I always, you know, I put, if I shimmed it, what did I shim it? You know, did I just shim it with a piece of paper, or did I shim it with some extra cardstock? Because everything's going to be just a little bit different, you know? But it's trial and error. The basics of that machine is you just run shit through it and it cuts stuff, or puts in, you know, texture or whatever. So work with what you got. See, I like this side better, and I cut this upside down. I'm going to have to cut another one that way. Lots more. I do like it, though. I like it. I like it a lot. But I like the other side better. Ready? Yeah. See, I like this side better. Okay. Did I shame it, everybody? Arlene, you're a hoot. Love you. So I was talking, I finally I reached out to Rose, because, you know, we haven't seen her in forever. And I know she had, her daughter just gave birth to her grandson not that long ago. A little bit early, but he's healthy. But, you know, we haven't seen her in a while. And I was starting to get a little bit worried. So the other day I reached out to her and I was like, are you still alive? And I didn't hear from her. So I just called her. I was like, woman. Because I haven't, like, she hasn't posted any videos. I haven't seen her on Facebook. I haven't seen her anywhere. I'm like, what is going on with you, girl? Like, I will give you, time because you got a new grandbaby. I'll give you time because you got a new baby. But you go beyond my time, we're going to have a problem. We're doing it. We're cutting this one out of this right there, and we're going to put it on here. We're going to use it. I want to do this. I don't know why. Weird. So after she didn't get back to me when I texted her, I called her, but I was like, okay, what is it? Are you alive? Are you okay? Or are you pissed at me? What is the deal? She's like, no, I saw it, but I was over at the grandbaby. Okay, I got it. You got baby brain going on. All right. Apparently not. If you know Rose, she lives in a very small town in Texas, in West Texas, East Texas. Like, her family accounts for like a third of the population. Let's put it that way. Like, seriously, like, her mama and daddy live down the street from her. Her husband's mommy and daddy live down the street from her. Her kids live down the street from her. She lives in a small podunk town over in East Texas. And that's as far as I'm going to tell. But apparently, like, in the last 30 days, they've had like 3 or 4 deaths in her little church. So these are all people that she knows very well. Like I said, most of the people in the community are family to her. They're either actual blood family or they're family to her, like people that her family has adopted, like that kid that hung around at their house every summer break, that kind of thing. And I guess one of them hit her pretty hard because it was somebody who was in her graduating class. She graduated high school. And that hit her pretty hard. So she caught up on all the prayer requests for everybody in the group, Christine and Janie's dad and everything. And but likewise, if you are in the praying way, maybe say a prayer for her because it's been very stressful. But that's why she hasn't been around. She misses everybody. She's just exhausted. Between the new baby and, her first grandbaby, and then all of these people in her community that are friends of hers and friends of her families. It's been, I guess she's really stressed. So, if you can just keep her in your thoughts, she'll be back as soon as she, gets it under control. But she's kind of an emotional basket case. So now I have all these pieces in here. They all stuck. And that means I have to get them out of there. At least it's easier to get them out of the die than it is to get them out of the piece that you cut. Because usually once you poke these, they loosen up enough that you can just whack it and they'll all come popping out of there. So she misses everybody, but it's just been a hell of a month for her. And then to top it off, we always tease her because, like, she cooks for her family, but we always tease her because, like, every time we talk to her, she's like, she's boiling hot dogs or something, something simple and silly. She tells me, she goes, and then on top of everything else, and I'm like, oh God, how can it get any worse, right? She says that she decided she was going to make dinner. And so she got her out a roast. And, you know, she put the roast in and peeled the potatoes, and she put the potatoes in and everything. She put it in the oven. She turned that on. 30 minutes later, she smelled something funky. And so she opened it, and her roast was burnt to a crisp. And she put her hand on top of her stove, and it burned her. She burned up her oven. Like, it caught fire. She burned up her oven. Her heat shield failed, is best I can figure. And yeah. So the one time she decides she's going to actually cook something, tries to catch her house on fire on top of everything else. Oh, then her internet went out. She's had a really rough couple of weeks. So, you know, if you're the praying kind, if you got some kind of connection, you might want to send up a notice, you know, lay off of her. Let the lady have some peace. Oh my God. So we're going to glue this down, but I want to do, I don't know, maybe we'll put it up here as the top of the page like that, because I want to do a pocket here. I want a pocket. We're going to glue these down. Yeah, that one's already glued down. We're going to glue this one down. All right, so here we go. Itty bitty drops of glue. I hate this thing. I hate doing this stuff. It's like piecing, and I hate paper piecing. All right, I'm done whining. What? Sometimes I have to whine. We have come nowhere near yesterday's record pages. Damn it. I was like, damn, we'd be pulling it out on this one. So we cracked her up yesterday. Me and Michelle were cracking her up. We were talking about, I was going on a lace trip and, you know, taking all three of my grandbabies, the older teenage ones with me. And, you know, I'm a sadomasochist, and what kind of a lunatic must I be to do this? And, you know, we were like, oh, no problem. And yeah, she was laughing, rolling her butt off because, you know, stuck in a car with three teenagers for a week. And I said, you just wait, because I'm coming to your house. And she's like, good, come on. And I was like, no, you don't understand. I'm bringing 3 DEFCONs with me. She's like, no, they're just teenagers. It's okay. I was like, you haven't met them. Pop's over there snickering in the background. Just say no to intricate dies. I know, right? You know, I used to just take them, and I'll be honest, I used to just put them through my Xyron once I cut them, put them through the Xyron, and then I would just like take off the excess sticky stuff. But I decided I had to grow up and be a big person, you know, be a big girl, put my big girl panties on and do it right. All right, so now we want to put a pocket down here. What kind of a pocket? I don't know. Just a pocket. What do we got? I have no idea. Let's take a look. Oh, what about that? Let's I'm gonna reinforce these. There we go. Mari's back. Okay, now I'm going to find my bone folder. Where's Bonnie? Here's Bonnie. Okay. Bonnie. We need you, Bonnie. Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm not delivering today. That'd be a hell of a delivery charge, wouldn't it? Like from Vegas to West Central Texas. East Central Texas. Okay, put that out. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it. Put the pin in the glue bottle. Make it all sticky. Okay. What do we have it? What'd you order us? Okay. So now we have pocket. Need I need. Okay. All right, we got stuff in the pocket. We're going to come back to this. Let's put a pin in it. There we go. We are going to put a pin in this. Why? Because we're going to come back to it. Because we're going to have to finish these. Something in the corner needs something. Do we know what it needs? No, we never know what it needs. We just kind of dig around until we find something and go, oh, that's it. Let's see. What do we got here? Oh. Yep, that's what we're putting there. I took that pin out with my mouth and got a whiff of this glue. And went, oh my God, glue. Oh, do you do the scripture one every month? I always watch to see what it's going to be every month because she comes up with some beautiful stuff. Boop. The scripture stamp club, yeah. Some of her stuff is just gorgeous. And I mean that, gorgeous. Some of it is just like, it's cute. But I've seen some of her stuff, and I've been a subscriber of May for years. I love her. Because, she is a genuine person. When you watch her, her videos and stuff, she's really there for the people that come in. She really is. And she treats the people that work for her, whether they're family or, just employees, she treats them like family. She's genuinely, I think she's a good person. I've never had anybody say anything bad about her. Nobody's that I know has ever had a bad experience dealing with her. And to be honest, that's kind of rare. You know, I'm just surprised nobody's picked her up yet. You know, like Ranger or something like that, like one of the big companies, American Crafters or something like that. I just I just find it very amazing that somebody hasn't picked her up yet. As far as like one of the creativity teams, you know, one of the but you know, maybe they have, and she's just decided she wants to keep, you know, she wants to have her you know, her autonomy. And that's cool too. You know, she's entitled to that. I don't know. I kind of like this one just because of the blue. You know, it's like a good contrast. We're gonna see. I'm gonna ink it and glue it on here, and we'll see. I have to be honest though, my favorite videos of hers are always at the holidays because she puts like a freaking Christmas tree in every room of her house, and they're all different. You know, they're all different shapes, different design, just totally different. Yeah, I kind of suspect that she does because she's like me in that she doesn't want to be like I've had people ask me if I want to be on their design team, and my answer is always no. Because I cannot be limited by what I can use and can't use. That is why I could never get into being like a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator or any of that type of stuff. Because I'm not going to sit here and have them tell me what glue I can use, what, you know, stamps I'm allowed to use, what paper I'm allowed to use. To be honest with you, I don't like Stampin' Up! Paper. It cracks. You know, I don't want to do that. Um, I, um, and of course, you know, I had Close to Your Heart come out, and I was like, okay, first off, Close to Your Heart is a scrapbooking company. I don't do scrapbook pages. I don't. Like, I could see the Stampin' Up! Because I do make cards, and that makes sense. But how do I translate your product into a journal? Because that's where my love is. And they were like, well, you just can't do journals anymore. Excuse me? No. No, 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 no. And like, and no matter what it is, you can't do anything but. So I couldn't do mixed media anymore. I couldn't do pour painting. I couldn't do any of the things that I love. I could not do that. And I was like, no, 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 no. And I've been approached by a couple of other ones. I had BB Crafts reached out and asked if I wanted to be, you know, a BB Craft. And I was like, no, I don't want to be a BB Crafts ambassador. Why? Because I don't want to use your stuff, man. I have looked at your site. Well, we'll give you $500 worth of free merchandise. I don't care. $500 worth of free merchandise, and I have to give up 6 months of my life to make crafts with what you sell. And it's no, no, no. Because like, as far as dyes, BB Craft only carries straight shapes, Um, Alina Craft has asked me if I will. No, and I like your stuff. Your stuff's great, but I don't want to do it. So yeah, no, I couldn't. No. So yeah, I kind of turn all that stuff down. And anybody who contacts me and says, hey, I want to send you a product for you to do product review, I always tell them, no, I'm not going to do it, because I'm not going to feel like in any way that I'm obligated to give your product a better review than I would if I was just doing it. Because they're like, well, you do product reviews. We've seen them. Yes, I do. I do product reviews, but I do product reviews on products that I pay for and that I have every right under the sun to judge fairly and honestly, and to tell people whether or not I think, how are you going to feel if you give me your product to, evaluate and I call it rubbish? Because I've done that. Well, we wouldn't want you to review anything that you couldn't review positively. So in other words, you don't want me to do any reviews, because if I can't find a single one of your products that I can review honestly. And I know some other channels, that are around the same size as me. They get products from companies and they do reviews. And I'll be honest, I've seen them do the reviews and they go, oh yeah, it's really great, yada, 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 yada. But I never see them use that product again. It's why I don't want to be in a design team, because I don't want somebody dictating to me what paper sets I'm allowed to use, what digital sets I'm allowed to use. If, like, I will give you a product, I will give you a standard folio using your digital. But then after that, I'm going to mix your digital with 12 other people's and I'm going to make whatever hell I want with it. You're not going to tell me what I'm going to do. You're not going to dictate, what I get to do with a digital. Yes, I understand you're giving it to me for free, but that doesn't mean that you get to control me. But, a lot of the creators that do the digitals and stuff, they that's what they want. They want somebody who's just going to yes man them and give them exactly what they want on paper. This needs a person. Oh my God. Guys, I love his belt. He's got like the championship steampunk belt on. Right? It's like, that's the championship belt right there. So yeah, I've turned down some design teams. And do I get blackballed for it? You betcha. And they try to guilt you into it. They're like, well, if you join my design team, you'll get like lots of new subscribers, because all of the other design teams, their people will come and subscribe to you to see what you do with it. And my people will subscribe to you and I don't want that. I know my subscribers. I know you guys. Yes, I know my regulars better than everyone else, but for the most part, I have probably 12 or 1300 subscribers. I don't know, but I can tell you honestly, I know at least 500 of them. Not like I've met them in person, but enough to have a conversation with them if they came into the room and be like, hey, how are you doing the last time you were in here? Blah, 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 blah. Is that, Yes, I want that belt. It's fabulous. It's fabulous, I tell you. Besides, I figure when somebody who's supposed to be a bigger channel than me is copying me, I must be doing something right, you know? If you're a bigger channel than me and you're copying what I'm doing, fabu. All right, let's see. Oh, we did use some of that washi tape here because this was 2 separate pages and we made a signature page out of it. Let's see what we got here. How many did we do today? We did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We've done 7. That's half of what we did yesterday. Almost half of what we did yesterday. We did 15 yesterday. I don't know what the hell happened to me. But, we're going to call it quits today. Otherwise, I'm going to finish this journal in a week. By the end of the week, All right, so let me get that out of the way. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, get this out of the way. Let's get the book down. See what we got going on. All right, so challenge number 3 for our projects of 26 challenge. I don't know why I can't get that out of my mouth. Project number 3 was a free play with crayons and or oil pastels. Number 4 was a playing card with finger paint. I still haven't got my damn playing card out. I apologize. I'm going to get this done. I swear I will. And then on Sunday, before we have our game, I will announce challenge number 5 because we do it on the 1st and the 15th of every month. That's 52 challenges for the year. I have moved the Pick a Journal deadline back to March 21st. That could change, as we get closer. Depends on where I am with the journal. But I moved it back because I knew I wasn't going to be done with this one on time. Originally, I thought I would, but no, this one's taking me forever. It took me, a whole week of being live and then time off on my own to make all of the ephemera. And we still need more. That's like only half of what we need because we still have a signature and a half to finish, plus the regular pages. So I'm going to need to make more ephemera. So we're going to spend more time doing that. So got all that. Now, 1 pocket, 2 ways. That was our video on Monday. Tonight is a craft with me. We're going to be making some book page tags. So get out your book pages because we're going to be, making some tag blanks. Why? Because I need them, because I'm out of them, because I used them all, because my fat behind made a bunch of them. So we're going to do that tonight. Plus, we can just sit here and shoot the crap while we do it. Then we're going to have Friday Night Nuts tomorrow. My guest tomorrow is supposed to be Patty Ann. We're going to see how she feels. And then Sunday, we'll have our game. And I will be reading the number 5, the 5th challenge. And this coming Monday is a Monday Mixed Media Mini Morsel. So we'll have our video on Wednesday. Guys, this one is fun. It's one of my construction store projects. So I just finished all of my editing yesterday. As far as my pre-editing, they are all now uploaded. And I just have to go in and schedule them and do all of the post editing. Once I get all that done, they're going to be added to the schedule. So probably by the end of today, they'll be added in. Certainly before I go live tomorrow. What do we got going on? So we have coming out, we have a new fabric tag video. We've got a Ranger dupe. Also that the results of the dried up alcohol ink pens sprays, we got that coming up in this month. So lots of stuff coming up. So I have a lot of things to do and a lot of things to get organized. But I will be back tonight, and we're going to do a craft with me and make some book page tags. And I think that's it. So listen, if you're new here, hi, how are you? Push the button, because I'm going to offend you someday. You would like to be here for it. I offend everybody. I'm offensive. Nice to meet you. If you are new and you would like to get a copy of the schedule, you can do that here on the YouTube channel in the community tabs, or go over to my Facebook group. You can find my Facebook group by cyber stalking me. That's right, cyber stalking. Just go down to the description box, and where it says more, click on it. You're going to get all my socials, including my personal email address. So you will be able to cyber stalk me like a pro. Until I see you again, stay warm, stay hydrated, and stay well. I love you guys. Bye.